Every day throughout the world, 5,000 employees are building the company that helps feed the world. We supply the essential nutrients that help growers around the world sustain their production of safe food for millions of people. We're Agrium. We provide fertilizer products that are used throughout the agricultural industry, expanding to support a growing world and nourishing a growing population. Agrium is one of the world's largest fertilizer producers and is the largest producer of nitrogen fertilizers in North America. We represent 20% of North American production with distribution facilities located across North and South America. Welcome to Agrium's Borger nitrogen operation. Roughly 500,000 tons of anhydrous ammonia and 80,000 tons of urea are produced here annually. Anhydrous ammonia is commonly used by farmers to inject into the soil as a fertilizer and as a nutrient supplement for most crops. We move anhydrous ammonia produced at Borger's nitrogen operations across America's heartland by truck, rail, and a 900-mile pipeline, the world's first long-distance common carrier pipeline for transporting ammonia, enables Agrium to supply product dependably and economically to 9 strategically based distribution terminals. Farmers throughout Texas, Oklahoma, Nebraska, Iowa, North and South Dakota, and Minnesota benefit from ammonia produced at our Borger plant. Borger Nitrogen Operations is one of the few facilities in the U.S. with the flexibility to make urea in both prilled and granular form. Borger serves fertilizer dealers as well as animal feed suppliers. The facility is equipped with a granulator to produce uniform-size fertilizer-grade product and a prill tower for the production of micro-prilled feed-grade urea that is specially sized to mix in animal feed supplements. 100% of the 80,000 tons of urea produced at Borger is used in the Texas Panhandle and surrounding areas. Agrium is committed to the safety of our employees and the public. Working safely and being environmentally responsible is who we are. Mandatory safety training and a zero tolerance for safety infractions, coupled with a corporate attitude and policy of continued improvement, mark our commitment. We expect the same commitment from all our employees, contractors, and vendors who supply a service to our Borger plant. Of our outstanding safety record at Borger Nitrogen Operations. In order to maintain this record, we'd like to acquaint you with our site and safety regulations to ensure your safety as well as the safety of our facility. Upon entrance and exit of our facility, please scan your identification badge at the electronic access stations. And when your visit or work is completed, please return your badge to the receptionist at the administration building. We reserve the right to perform random security checks. While visiting or working at the plant, please observe all safety signs, rules, regulations, and procedures. All visitors and workers who enter the production area must attire in minimum required contractor PPE, a DOT-approved hard hat, eye protection, foam-backed safety glasses with strap, and chemical splash goggles, hearing protection and/or earmuffs, hand protection, fire-retardant body protection, and foot protection. Steel-toed safety boots are required in all process areas at all times. The use of contact lenses is not allowed outside of the administration building. No beards or goatees are allowed in the production facility due to their interference with the proper use of respiratory equipment. Smoking is allowed in designated areas only, and this policy is strictly enforced. Dispose of your smoking materials in designated containers only. Control rooms and product loading stations are off-limits unless authorized by the Operations Department. Please don't touch any of the controls or computers while in our production process. Remember, seat belts are required to be worn at all times while operating vehicles. Obey all posted speed limit signs. Always keep your tools in good working condition and inspect them prior to each job. Use the proper tool and maintain good care of the equipment. When using electrical tools, ground fault interference is required. Ensure that you inspect the receptacle and all electrical cords before beginning your task, and never run electrical cords through or work in standing water. Ladders should be secured and equipped with non-slip devices. Straight ladders must be tied off and extended 3 feet above the work area. Scaffolding equipment is the property of Agrium, and only trained and authorized scaffolding contractors may erect or dismantle scaffolding. If your job requires you to work more than 6 feet above the ground, a safety harness is required and must be tied off to a secure location. Housekeeping is essential to operations. Keep your work area clean and picked up as you go. Keep all paths, hallways, and emergency equipment clear of debris at all times. Never block emergency routes or access to safety equipment. Report any chemical spills to your supervisor immediately and begin cleanup activities at once. Report all accidents, injuries, near-miss accidents, or unsafe conditions to your supervisor or facility safety representative immediately. First aid boxes are strategically placed throughout the plant. Additional medical assistance is available by notifying our main control room. At Agrium, we have a zero-tolerance policy for alcohol and illegal substances on our site. This includes any employee or visitor under the influence of these substances while on the property. In the case that someone is suspected of being under the influence, their supervisor will be notified immediately and appropriate action will be taken. Work permits are required for the following jobs before any work may be authorized: hot work, confined space entry, line and equipment opening, excavation, and vehicle entry into the process area. Hot work includes the use of electrical and pneumatic tools, burning, cutting, welding, or grinding. A fire watch is required at all times during a hot work job, and you're also required to maintain watch for at least 30 minutes after the task has been completed. Confined space entry refers to work in any area with enclosed or partially enclosed space with restricted entry or exit that could pose a threat to workers. A trained attendant must be present at all times, maintaining contact with the workers inside the space. A record will be kept of who enters and who exits the space. Lockout-tagout procedures are in place for your safety and protection. The purpose is to maintain a zero mechanical operation before working on equipment that has moving parts or stores any type of energy. Anyone working on a piece of equipment that requires lockout-tagout must secure the equipment with his or her personal lock. Never tamper with locks, tags, or the equipment while these procedures are in place. Many of the chemicals we make and gases used at our facility may, unfortunately, present some physical or health hazards if not used properly. Here are some safety basics for working around chemicals and hazardous materials. Be aware that chemicals are present and learn their location. Before handling equipment, always read labels and material safety data sheets. Practice good personal hygiene. Keep work areas clean and neat. Use your personal protective equipment. Know when to use it, how to use it, and the equipment's limitations. In the event that you should come in contact with a chemical or hazardous substance, safety showers and eye wash stations are located throughout the plant and are tied into our control station to alert our staff that someone may need assistance. When using the safety shower or eye wash station, rinse and cleanse the contaminated area for a minimum of 20 minutes and seek medical attention immediately. Some of the more common chemicals in our facility are ammonia, formaldehyde, acids, and caustics. Ammonia and chlorine, when released into the air, become a vaporous gas, and if inhaled, might cause breathing difficulties. If inhaled, move across and upwind, away from the source to fresh air, and seek medical attention if necessary. Ammonia can also be in the form of a liquid, and if it comes in contact with your skin, will cause burns. If this should occur, remove any contaminated clothing and rinse the injured area for a minimum of 20 minutes. Formaldehyde is in a liquid state and is known to cause cancer from repeated exposure. Acids and caustics are known corrosives, which may cause burns when contact occurs. If you come in contact with these chemicals, remove any contaminated clothing and rinse the affected area for a minimum of 20 minutes and seek medical attention if necessary. Material safety data sheets are available upon request from the Operations or Safety Department. Your job while you're on site may require the use of respiratory protection. Respirators may be obtained through the safety department, but require fit testing and training before use. In an industrial environment, there is the possibility of an incident or emergency occurring. In the remote possibility of such an occurrence, please follow Agrium's emergency notification system. Notification of an incident or emergency is addressed by sounding the siren. The siren is tested daily at noon. In the event of an emergency that requires trained emergency response personnel but does not require a plant evacuation, the siren will be sounded 3 times with breaks between each blast. During this event, all contractors and visitors will need to exit by walking to an area outside the main process, such as the west parking area, 35 degrees, 38 minutes, 48.4 seconds north, by 101 degrees, 25 minutes, 44.2 seconds west. Administration Building, 35 degrees, 38 minutes, 32.9 seconds north, by 101 degrees, 25 minutes, 37.5 seconds west. The small parking lot just north of the Administration Building, 35 degrees, 38 minutes, 44.0 seconds north, by 101 degrees, 25 minutes, 38.4 seconds west. The fork in the road north of new construction, 38 degrees, 38 minutes, 55.6 seconds north, by 101 degrees, 25 minutes, 38.2 seconds west. The safety or maintenance buildings, 35 degrees, 38 minutes, 36.6 seconds north, by 101 degrees, 25 minutes, 30.4 seconds west. And east of the safety building at the small well shack near the plant's perimeter, 35 degrees, 38 minutes, 42.0 seconds north, by 101 degrees, 25 minutes, 17.7 seconds west. In an emergency, always observe windsock direction and know your location. Wind direction is the opposite of the direction in which the windsock is pointing. Note that wind directions are conventionally specified as being the compass point from which the wind originates, so a windsock pointing due north indicates a southerly wind. In the event of an emergency that requires a plant evacuation, the siren will sound as one long blast. During this event, all personnel will need to determine wind direction and exit the plant to one of these locations furthest from the plant's process area: the Administration Building, the fork in the road north of new construction, or the well shack on the plant's east perimeter. The all clear and return to work siren tone will be a one signal sound. At Agrium, we encourage an environment of accountability, collaboration, leadership, and integrity. Mutual respect is the foundation of our working environment. We work better when we work with people we respect and who respect us. Agrium strives to protect its employees as well as contractors and visitors from workplace harassment. Our policy prohibits any conduct of inappropriate behavior, whether intentional or unintentional. Harassment may include unwelcome remarks, jokes, writings, gestures, or physical contact. These include sexually suggestive comments or any form of communication or conduct that is disrespectful of one's religion, color, sex, race, gender, disability, age, or national origin. Agrium does not tolerate harassment. Failure to comply with this policy may result in disciplinary action deemed appropriate by the company. Our company-wide commitment to good working conditions and safety is not a slogan. It's a 70-year performance record, backed up by our continuing dedication to excellence. Agrium Borger, committed to increasing the world's food supply by helping growers produce more while keeping the earth healthy for future harvests and future generations.